Hello, everyone. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are watching God, Sex, and Love live. As you all can see, I'm here with Mr. AnDrell White. How are you, sir?
Hey man, I'm on this side of the earth, so I'm blessed. No
There you
complaints on my
go.
end at all. You doing all right?
Hey, I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Welcome to God, Sex, and Love.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Glad to be here.
You are technically the first live guest of the new year. So, yeah, look at you, man.
It's a
Congratulations
blessing.
on that.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah. We were just chopping it up a little bit, y'all. So y'all done missed some good little tidbits already, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was just commending him on being like one of the first people to hit me up about being on the show this year. And and yeah, so I mean, hey, well, now that you're on, you reached out, you're here. Why don't you go ahead and first introduce yourself? Let us know about you and your endeavors, and then we can
Well,
jump into the conversation.
I'm AnDrell White, and a lot of people from Jackson know me or whatnot. I'm just a simple guy. My wife and I own three businesses on the square down in downtown Jackson. Legacy Status. We got LS Juice and Smoothie Bar. We have the LS Beauty Bar, and we're all on the square of Jackson down in Butts County, Georgia. And my husband, father, and and that's pretty much me, man. Just a simple guy.
There you go, y'all. Look, y'all know I like my multipreneurs out here, man. You know, those multiple streams of income. He's like, he got, this business, that business. I'm not mad at it at all. And as you all can hear and see, he said that he's from my hometown, Jackson, Georgia, that
Yeah,
Butts
man.
County guy. Look, it sounds like you done took over the square, sir, to my three businesses.
we look,
All
we
on the square.
trying, we trying. I mean, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie, but we really trying.
All
That's
right,
that's the
man.
goal. That's the goal. So as soon as we on each part of the square except for the part where City Trends is. So I mean, we'll hopefully something open up there and we can figure out something to put on that side. So that's definitely the
Okay.
goal.
There you go, man. All right. Look, speaking of those things into existence, I'm not mad at it at all. I know who knows, man. I get down every now and then. I know my mom and I'm like, nah, you don't come down enough. Probably like you don't come down enough. I mean, I am looking for a venue myself with my businesses and stuff. And honestly, things are more affordable down that way than it is up here where I'm at in the Atlanta area. And but at the same time, I'm like, man, but I live up here. Like, how can I like
Yeah, man. Believe it or not, man, I mean, it's called what you're trying to do, but the online is popping. Online is a big thing now, man. And you know, if you do open up a store down here, it give you a reason to come to Jackson.
That's true. That's true. I mean, well, I got my event business and whatnot, so I was doing like dinner shows and stuff like that. And I know they opened up a event space on the square. I saw that a few years ago when that you know opened and everything, and I was trying to collab and see if they wanted to do some stuff, but we never really coordinated and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what the Lord do, man. Because on one hand, I'm cool with like hustling from home and all the stuff that I've been able to create and do from home, like including
Right,
this and stuff. I'm like, hey, man, this is a blessing to be able to be like, all right, man, all right, let's do a show. We got another segment this time. We can do this.
right,
There's
right, right.
no, having to worry about anything else when I'm doing this type of stuff. But on the flip side too, I do miss doing the shows, and I get people calling. Like I had someone call yesterday about it. And they were like, "Do you still do this part or that part?" And I'm like, "Well, we travel to people. We still go to people, but as for us having the venue to come to, that's not necessarily available at the moment, and I don't know when it's gonna be. We gonna see. I'm not gonna worry about it, but I'm just, that's where I'm at with my stuff. So knowing that y'all down there with three buildings is
Yeah,
like, I mean,
man.
that's a
We
blessing. That is a
Oh,
blessing.
it is, man. It took a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work. A lot of dedication, man. A lot of discipline, a lot of money.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm
A
sure.
lot of
So,
money, a lot of money.
so it looks like you're actually in one of your venues now, right?
Yes, ma'am. Correct, correct. And this is the
Tell us about it.
man. Look, I'm gonna be 100% honest, man. Every business that we
Okay.
have is my wife's, her ideas,
Mm,
her whole thing, man. I'm just that guy that support come up with the money and do what we got to do. This juice bar, man, was I mean, she likes smoothies, so it was just nowhere really to get a good healthy smoothie. So she just came to her and a friend of hers came up with the idea to do to open up a smoothie and juice shop. And I mean, once she get this idea in the head, man, she gonna, regardless of how you try to stop her, she gonna go through with it. So that's how this came about. And honestly, man, I mean, it's a good investment, man. And we've been getting a lot of good support. We've been getting a lot of good support. And what it did, man, it offered a lot of high school kids a job opportunity. I mean, actually, every employee we have is a high school student. So, and they're all seniors. I have my daughter; she works here as well. But you know, I'm here, but a lot. I mean, I still work my corporate job, so I'm kind of in and out, and kind of just fill in whenever somebody calls out on the weekend. So, you know, anytime you on a good Saturday, you'll find me up behind the counter because I'm not cooking, I'm not doing anything like that. But you know, like I said, it was just something that she felt like Jackson was missing. You know, and the same with the boutique. With the boutique, it was more of she got tired of going to Tanger, she got tired of going to all these different places to try to find clothes, and it was just outside of city trends. It was really nothing in Jackson for, you know. And she started out with men and women clothes, but the men really didn't jump like we expected it to. So we kind of got rid of the men clothing and just strictly stick with the women clothes or whatnot. So, and you know, like I said, they her ideas, man, and I just kind of support. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you know, look, at the end of the day, man, everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. You know,
that's
man,
true.
I'm the guy. You pay me the right amount of money, I'll run your company. My wife, she's the person that she want to run her own company. So you know, that's kind of how all the legacy status are. I mean, it's all thing, but it's her dream. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna support whatever she got going on. I'm gonna be there to support regardless. So it's kind of how these businesses.
How they came to life, man. That is a blessing. That is true. Like, I can relate on a few of those levels of things that you just said there. But well, one, I just want to commend you for supporting your wife and everything like that, because again, that is a blessing to have a spouse to not only see your vision, but you know, support it, push you, and everything like that. And I say I can relate because you know, I can relate to being a bit of an idea generator. People could probably see that I have multiple ideas and different things that I'm like dabbling in and stuff. And it does help to have a spouse that does support, even to the point where earlier this week I didn't wake up on time to do the juice, which I know you commended me on. You were like, "Whoa, you was up live this morning, right?" My daily inspiration segment. I missed it on Wednesday, I think it was, because I woke up late. And every day since then, like my husband's, he's been working late at night and you know, getting back in the morning early. Like he'll usually get here by the time I'm getting ready to start to record. And so now the past couple of days when my alarm goes off, you know, I made sure my alarm was up extra loud so I wouldn't be waking up late, right? so I already had that contingency plan in place. But on top of that, as soon as my alarm goes off the past couple of days, I'll turn it off, and then here he come calling. It's like, you up? You doing the juice? What's going on?
That's that support
like,
system, man.
I can appreciate that support, because at the end of the day, too, I mean, it's a blessing to have somebody that, you know, holds you accountable and is there to support you and to push you to that next level. And obviously, you know, like you just said, I mean, it's been beneficial for you all to open these businesses, not only just for you all, but for other people. And I think that's what it boils down to as well. Like, we have ideas, we have visions, and yeah, it's for us, but then ultimately everything we do is to help and bless somebody else, you know.
Right.
So like you say, you're providing jobs and opportunities, as well as, I know Jackson, you know what I'm saying? And I know, you know, growing up, it wasn't really much, you know, to choose from. And now when I go down there, I definitely see more, you know, restaurants. I see more, you know, like you said, you know, juice bar and, you know, your clothing business and stuff. So that's great to give people options and, you know, different things like that. So again, congratulations to you and your wife. Looking forward to meeting her and having her on as well one of these old days. But even now with you representing the company and coming on here and chit chatting about it, that's a blessing. That truly is a blessing. And so I don't know. Like, look, you always been the perfect husband out here. What's going on? Like,
No, look,
look.
man. See, I don't had this conversation before, man, but no, I haven't always been the perfect husband, man. And you know, I don't had my bumps in the road, man. You know what I mean? And I don't did my dirt. And like I said, I discussed this with my niece a couple weeks ago about the infidelity part, man. And honestly, at this point, man, I'm not even really ashamed or uncomfortable to even talk about it at this point, because my wife and I have discussed it. We're moving past it. We're working. We're taking our baby steps to get our marriage back to where it began. And just being selfish, man. Being selfish and feeding my own desires, if or whatnot, and just again being selfish and not even thinking about the vows I made, before God, and to think about how she would feel, how my kids would feel. I have 4 daughters and 2 sons, so to even think about how they would feel about it. And again, man, I've apologized. I've apologized a million times. And I've messed up a million times. And like I told my niece, man, I'm just at this point now where I'm just tired of I'm tired of hurting my wife. I'm tired of hurting my kids. I'm tired of putting myself in situations where I had to continue to kind of climb out of these holes. At some point you just get tired of telling lies, and because once you tell one lie, you got to tell 1,000 lies. And I always tell my kids. I even tell my employees, man. Once you lie, the truth no longer matters. Because at that point, once you tell that first lie, everything is suspect. Even if you tell them the truth, it's suspect, because what people don't forget is the lie you told. So and the thing about it, like I said, we're working through it, man, and I've learned a lot from it, and I continue to pray every day, continue to just ask God for strength and just direction and to cast down the thoughts or anything like that when it comes to stepping outside of my marriage. Like I said, man, I'm not ashamed to talk about it, man, and to each his own. You know what I mean? But at some point, like I'm 40 now, and at some point you just it's just cheating is not an option.
Right. I mean, well, hey, I commend you again for being open, honest, and transparent about that. That is a blessing again for you to share your testimony, because you never know, like, whoever can hear this and hear your testimony and hopefully, keep these things in their heart and mind before they do something, right? So,
Right.
It is great that you're at a place now where you can, freely talk about it. You don't, not in shame, but talk about it like from the perspective of, hey, this is how I've gotten out of it, or whatever the case is. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to tune into the conversation. I didn't know about it until I want to say my sister commented that, because I, obviously been promoting that you've been going to be on the show this week.
Right.
And I noticed that she commented about, I guess, a conversation. I didn't know what she was talking about. I was like, wait, y'all, the conversation's going to be on Friday. Like, I don't want people to think like that, that they had missed it or something.
Right.
But whatever it was, apparently it has resonated with people and everything like that. So even what you just shared now, I feel like is a powerful testimony to have. And so you just never know, again, the things you go through and the things that you do when you learn and grow and mature and everything like that, you're able to, share your testimony about like how God brought you out, like, obviously, God working within your wife to forgive you, all those different things that,
Right.
go into getting you to where you are now and everything like that, to be able to hopefully, especially when it comes to young men and people coming after you, so you just never know, man. Who knows, man? You might be a little mentor out here. Don't let me hook you up with my mama now and
Well,
have
look, man,
with one of these life groups now.
Well, look, man, I try to I try to talk to I try to talk to kids, man, and just try to talk. I try to do a lot for the community out here, man, because I just feel with a disconnect in Butts County right now, and I can't speak for other places, but I can for Butts County for what I see, man. Well, the disconnect is little that's for little boys and little girls, man. They don't have hometown heroes.
Mm.
The hometown the heroes that they look up to are the people that they'll never meet a day in their life, the rappers,
Come on.
you you know,
Come
um,
on.
and that's what I'm trying to create here. I'm trying to create hometown heroes where kids can look up to people that they'll see on a daily basis. When I
Mm.
was growing up, man, we had our hometown heroes. We had people like my dad, Mr. Johnson,
Mm.
Mr. Carr, and Coach Obie
Yeah.
Johnson. You
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
you had Mr. Charles McElhaney, Mr. Gay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a Mr. Bro Duffy. I mean, it's a lot of people. A lot of names I can call. Mr. O.C. Sims.
Mm-hmm.
We had these people that we seen was successful, and we
Mm-hmm.
seen did it the right way. And
Yeah.
now these kids they don't see that. So it's just like they don't respect the elders because this social media got it so flip flop now that people don't even like when we was coming up. Like I grew up on Shallow, man. So it's like if you want to see your friend, you had to get on your bike and ride. And make the phone call like, hey, I'm on the way. And
Mm-hmm.
people don't even do that now because it's just like they just FaceTime you and whatever, and that's kind of it. And like I said, man, I'm just trying to create ways. I did a community day back in July 31st of last year. My wife and I, Carlos Duffy, the new mayor, um,
Mm-hmm.
man, headliners, Greg Stacy, Montez Dupree, Cortez Jefferson, Sandarian Thurman. I mean, a lot of people helped me out. They chipped in the City of Jackson Police Department, um, man, the Butts County Sheriff Department, the county commissioners. I mean, a lot of people came out, and if I forgot anybody, man, I apologize. But I mean, a lot of people in the community came out to help. And I just wanted to create an environment where the kids can actually just be kids and not have to worry about if they're gonna eat because we offer free food, we offer games.
Mm-hmm.
I set up a scenario where kids could see, not only kids but the community in general could see the correct way how to handle themselves on a traffic stop with a police officer. The
Mm-hmm.
do's and the don'ts to kind of de-escalate what's going on now.
Yeah.
Because you can't. A lot of people don't know. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't know the law. A lot of people don't know how to conduct themselves on a traffic stop. A lot of people don't even know how to conduct themselves in a professional environment.
Come
And
on.
what I have this conversation with my wife a lot. And what you can't do, and I mean this is just my opinion, what you can't do, you can't punish a person for something that they don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you go to McDonald's, Burger King, you see these young kids, they working in disrespect, but you can't punish them for something that they don't know because they only know what they're taught.
Yeah.
So you at some point we have to just step back and just try to educate
Mm-hmm.
our kids on how to act. I just feel like we ought to set up different things to show kids how to fill out applications, show them how to do
Mm-hmm.
a resume, put them in scenarios on how to talk to people. A lot of these young
Right.
kids don't even know how to look a man in the eye when they talking to them. You you
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of these young girls, I mean, they don't know how to carry themselves because I mean they looking at city girl. I mean, they looking at everybody else, and they don't they
Right.
don't feel like it's cool to be that smart, intelligent, respectful young lady.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They just feel that they have to lower their standards and just do crazy stuff just to get attention. And
Mm-hmm.
I tell my daughters this, man, that and I used to take my daughters on dates because at the end of the day it was like, if any guy come along, if they can't match up to what I offer, then they I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what's the point? because
Right.
you could do for yourself, and that's what I try to tell. Even my 14-year-old daughter, man, I try to tell the same thing. Like at the end of the day, you're a queen,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people had to treat you as such. Men, women, black, white, and different. They had to treat you as such, but
Mm.
you can't expect it to be respected or treated like a queen if you don't carry yourself like a queen. So
Listen. Dropping these gems on today,
yeah,
y'all.
man.
I'm
I
telling
mean,
you.
it just like I said, I just I feel bad for for my community. Black, white. Like I said, black, white, and different, man. I mean, you from Jackson. I mean, at one point it was one middle school, one elementary, and one high school. So either
That's
you
true.
got along, or you went your separate ways or whatnot. And I want my kids to grow up like I did, man. I grew up just being friends with everyone.
Yeah.
Then it didn't matter the color, it didn't matter. I mean, we all just got together and we had fun. We people fought. You get into your little spat and your friends later on today. But these kids now they don't see that, man. They just feel like everybody feel like they have to be a gangster. Everybody feel like they got to have all the money, they got to have the car, they got to have the clothes, they got to have even the young girls now, man. They just feel like they feel like they got to be in the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, when to me, this is the real successful people and the real bosses. They kind of in the background because they put they people in positions to be up front. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They put their people in position to be up front. They put their people in position to where you really don't know who the boss is.
That's true. That's true.
That's what
I
real
mean,
bosses
honestly,
do.
yeah, the most powerful people or whatever, yeah, you don't know their names. Like, yeah, you might see the people in the front, like you just said, like the music artists and all these people. Yeah, you see them out front, but who's paying them?
Right,
That's the real people in charge,
right.
And yeah, I think you spoke volumes on everything that you said, and I agree that you know there is a need for mentorship or something along those lines where people, if they're not getting that training at the home, then hopefully they can get the training from like I said, the community in a positive way, like and I believe that's why I say I don't know, I might need to hook you up with my mom because she has an organization called Inspirational Outreach, and she's really been trying to pour into the community of Jackson, and she wants to have men to run like different men groups and stuff because they got women that are in charge of different women groups and with the youth and things like that, but um there is an importance for men to take younger men under their wings to with that whole concept of men teaching men thing. And so and I want to say she only has like one man on board right now, and but she has like at least 3 or 4 groups that has a need. And so I don't know how we can do that, but I think I can at least put y'all in contact or something like that and see
Yeah,
if that's something that you all can collaborate
yeah.
on.
And
And
I put her in contact with Cortez Jefferson too, man, because he has a nonprofit, and also Carlos Duffy and his sister Latara Miller and Connie Willis. They have a nonprofit organization as well. That I mean, they just try to pull back into the community. And
yeah.
Tanya Price, Tanya Price, myself, Jolladine Douglas, and a few other people. We actually meet here every Wednesday here at the Juice Bar. We're trying to put together a Black History Community Day.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we're trying to get people to get involved with that, and like I said, man, just get vendors, people just to donate, because all we're trying to do is just give free food, hot dogs, hamburgers, and vendors can come out, set up booths, and with we would like for them to each booth have some type of Black history fact at the booth. So when whatever booth you go to, you can see something, versus just
Mm-hmm.
just going just to chit chat, man. I mean, at some point, people had to realize, man, there's nothing wrong with being educated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with knowing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like I said, we trying to put that together. We're actually trying to get with the Henderson, I guess the Henderson reunion, who owns the old middle school, to see if we can
Mm-hmm.
get that. the big yard where we used to have the field days and all that stuff at. See if we can get that, just
Yeah.
make it a big community day, man. And just, not just the black, invite the white. I mean, we invite everybody out and
Yeah.
just, just have a day, man. Just have a day of learning, having a day of fun, and again, letting the kids be kids, and not having worry about, like I said, if they gonna eat tonight, where have to worry about it, if because some of these kids, man, and and it's crazy because I say this all the time, man. A lot of these kids just want to be heard, and
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, nobody has time to listen. So when you don't have time to listen to a child, once the street start listening, then you lose your kids to the street. Because one thing about the street, they got all the time in the world to listen.
Yep.
And I just feel like, and again, these kids just they want to be heard. They have their own issue. We
Mm-hmm.
us as parents, we quick to say, oh yeah, you know take your time growing up. A child be down and out. You too young to have problems, but these kids, they have their own issue.
Yes.
So
Yep.
and that's why I even said it on my on the podcast with my niece, man. That was one of the problems with my my daughters and I was I wasn't listening, and the stuff they were saying, the complaints they had, I just wasn't listening, and
Mm-hmm.
it put a damper, it put a bad wedge in our relationship, So I had to I kind of had to talk myself into learning to learn to listen, and
Mm-hmm.
hear them out and understand, understand what what they were saying,
Right.
and I mean I still have my days, what I'm saying. Even with my wife, man, I had to start listening.
Mm-hmm.
I had to
Mm-hmm.
start listening. I had to start, compromising. And I mean I know I'm talking all over the place, man, but it just some of this stuff just need to be said, But
Yeah.
so I just with back to these kids though, man. I just feel once these we start creating hometown heroes and start giving these kids something to look up, people to look up to, giving these kids something to do, giving these kids something to look forward to. I think you would you would kind of balance it off. You know what I'm saying? You would
Mm-hmm.
kind of get these young athletes back on the football field, back on the basketball court, versus just sitting out here, doing nothing basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just like with Jackson, man. I feel so sorry for my city, man. I feel sorry for my county, man, because these kids just don't even know how much fun they can have just being kids. You know what I'm saying? But us as adults, the county commissioners, the people who empower, man, they got to create something for these kids to do. You know what I mean? Don't you can't complain about these kids walking the street. You can't complain about these kids, you know, doing this or tearing it. It's just like they have nothing to do. They really can't go to the park to play basketball because the park open only at this time. I mean, it's nowhere for these kids to play basketball out anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, man, it's and I could be wrong, and if I am, anybody can correct me, man. But like I said, it's not just a black thing. I mean, you can go in the white neighborhoods, it's just nothing to do. It's nothing to do, man. Like when I was growing up, man. And I was just telling somebody about this other day. When I was growing up on Friday and Saturday, man, we used to look forward just to parking uptown and walking the strip in downtown Jackson. And because everybody used to be out, it was just something to do. And it just now it's just nothing for these kids to do. If you don't have a high school football or a high school basketball game, it's literally nothing for these kids to do.
Wow. So I
So
was just thinking, reflecting on I guess my childhood, and I remember. Now I don't know. Maybe I was in it. I guess my mom kept us pretty active for the most part because she would be either doing stuff. But I want to say some of the things that happened in the community that I remember doing growing up was like going to the library for story times and stuff like that, or 4-H and all of that type of stuff. I don't know if that stuff is still going on, but Yeah, but then I guess I remember more stuff happening in the summertime than
Right.
anything. Um, so yeah, I mean, yeah, if that type of stuff isn't going on, then yeah, people need to probably take those programs and things under their wing to provide different opportunities. Or again, like what you just said with the community days, or again, these organizations and stuff like that, supporting each other in these different, things that the organizations try to do. Because yeah, I mean, that's what it's for, to
Right.
give people that outlet and everything like that. And I thought it was powerful what you shared about listening to your family and everything like that. And then one question that I did have for you was like, what helped you get to the place to understand like that was something that you needed to do, like as a man? Because sometimes you see people that, you just see people and they're like, oh, whatever. And they never learn, they never grow, they never change. And they're like, I'm me, this is what I, X, Y, and Z. So what helped you get to the place to be like, you know what, I need to change some things in regards to like how I need to listen to my children or how I need to listen to my wife and stuff like that? Like what was your process look
When
like, if you don't
when
mind sharing?
when I started feeling alone,
Mm,
when I started looking myself in the mirror and just, after arguments and stuff, man, and just looking myself in the mirror, just replaying the stuff in my head, man, and just like telling myself, like, bro, like you were just wrong, and it had got to the point where, man, my kids, nobody really wanted to deal with me because it was more of a, I can't tell daddy nothing because all daddy do is, he blows out of proportion or whatnot. Um,
mm,
with my wife, she had got to the point where she just wouldn't, certain things she didn't want to talk about because it was like I couldn't receive it.
mm, mm,
You know, certain things my kids want, like man, at one point my kids would tell me anything, tell me everything, and it was just like I had got to the point, man, and I think it was just a lot of it, well, all of it was me and my own insecurities and um just like I said, just feeling alone, and when my kids having conversations with my wife, and I'm not included, man. I mean, a man can say what he want to say. That make you feel a certain type of way. That make you, and when you start to feel the vibe, when the kids they used to come around, man, it was kind of like they would be so selective of what they would say around me,
mm,
and I had started getting the same way where I was just so selective what I said around them because sometimes I could say things and to me it was cool, but to them it was harsh. To them it was hurtful. You know,
mm,
I could say things to my wife that was just hurtful. And
mm,
a lot of times, man, and my wife, she I mean she'll vouch for this. I could sit here and create a whole story in my head and hate the world. And my
mm,
wife could be sitting here telling me like, babe, this, and it could be exactly that, but in my mind is what I needed to be at that time, and
mm,
like I said, it made me do a self check, man. It made me really do a self check and started to see things on the other side, see
mhm,
things from other perspective, and
yeah,
and since then, man, my wife and I, like I said, we definitely in a better place because of it. My kids, we in a better place, but we're not where I want to be.
mm,
I still feel like I got a lot of work to do to kind of gain, to get that back to gain their trust back where they feel comfortable enough to actually talk to dad, about
mm,
life, not just about the normal stuff, but about life, and that
yeah,
that that honestly, that what woke me up and made me realize, man, that it was, that I'm kind of losing people that I love and people that really truly love me, and when I say
mm,
losing them, not physically losing them, but mentally,
mhm, yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Well, look, man, to God be the glory for that, man. Because again, with you being in that leadership position of the man of the house and all that different type of stuff, I mean, it's good that saw that and making some effort to change or be different or whatever the case is. And that's one of the oh Lord, I feel like every time I talk about this, I'm like, but basically, I feel like it's one of my pet peeves when people say like, oh, I can't, I can't change, or this is me, or something like that. Because for me, I mean, well, one, coming to Christ, I believe, is a way of changing, because you become something new when you
Right.
build that relationship. So that's a whole nother thing right there. But sometimes it's just like you just said, sometimes things are in your mind, right? And you're believing the lie in your mind versus paying attention to whatever the truth is. I talked to someone in my on a past conversation about that perspective as well. But it's like, sometimes things are just as simple as just changing your mind about something. I know I was speaking with you earlier about like the challenge that I had put myself on of daily Bible study and whatnot. For the longest time, I would think to myself, like, man, I need a Bible study more. I need to do this more. And just years thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I need to do this thing. Until I put forth the effort to be like, you know what? I'm going to take charge to do this thing. I'm going to wake up at 4 to do this thing. I'm going to be intentional about doing this thing. You know what I mean? And then here I am now, you know, and not only by doing that, that led me to so many other goals and things that I had in mind and things I wanted to do. But so that was crazy again, that doing that first thing led to everything else. But even in spite of the like what's come from it, right? It just starts with what my mindset. It had to start with like, me changing my mind about something instead of just thinking about it and being like, oh, I wish I could do this, or man, I need to do this. You got to go from that to be like, all right, how can I use what I have to do whatever it is that I need to do? And so, I mean, it seems as if you've gone down a similar path of noticing something, noticing the differences within the relationship that you have with your family, and knowing at the end of the day, like where you want to be in those relationships. And then obviously it seems to me that you're making some effort to get there. And I
Yeah.
commend you on it, because a lot of men folk don't feel like, I mean, they don't even acknowledge the first part. Some people, so so yeah, I mean, I don't know what you have to say. I mean, I know you are a man, but I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean, like I said,
I want
it's
men
to
and
each his
women.
own. It's to each his own, man. I mean, that's why now, man, I really try to surround myself around, positive men. That continue to speak positivity into me, and I could do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say, iron sharpens iron. So I just like I said, I just try to keep myself in positive situations and around positive people to
Mm-hmm.
just to try to continue to better myself.
Yeah.
And I mean, I believe anybody can change if they want to, because I mean, people change for what they want to change for. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, it's to each his own, man. At some point, as a man, to me as a man, and if you even married or not, but if you got kids, you know that alone should make you change. Because
Mm-hmm.
whether you got a son, whether you got a daughter, whatever, man. But that you got somebody that in their eyes you're perfect. In their eyes, you Superman, you Superwoman, you all in between. So that alone should spark some type of change. You know,
Right.
and just at some point, man, that just as a person, period, man, you ought to, if you keep getting the same results, you ought to want to switch it up. You know, people would
Yeah.
be so quick to say, "Oh, you know, January 1st, this gonna change," and it's just like January 1st, just another day. You know what I mean? Like the same thing I
Mm-hmm.
did December 31st. I promise you, I did it January 1st, and I'm probably still, I'm still doing it. Because
Mm-hmm.
except for a few things that I did want to change. You know, and sometimes, man, it's take having a accountability partner to
Yeah.
help you create that change and to help you stay on that road to change. And a lot of people don't have. A lot of people don't have. A lot of people just have a bunch of yes men and yes women. They don't
Mm.
have that accountability partner that gonna tell them like, hey, bro, you headed the wrong way with this one. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, bro, you were wrong about that one. Hey,
Yeah.
bro, you said you gonna do this, man. Where we at with it? Like and I'm that type of guy. Like I need people like that because I'm I could start something in my mind moving a million miles per hour, so I could start this and my mind on this, so I'm gonna start that. And sometimes, like my wife, she good about it. I mean, and the thing about with my wife is she need an accountability partner too. You know what I mean? So we kind of hold each other accountable, and it's just like um, like I said, I start stuff and sometimes I don't finish, but she always try to remind me like, hey, don't forget what we got going over here. And don't forget that. And a lot of people don't have that, and a lot of people really do. A lot of people really do need that. A lot of people just want to. A lot of people just need that pat on the back. Just to say, just to hear a good job. Just to, because people got so much life. It's life. People got so much going on, man. You got people want to start boutiques. You got people want to start a clothing line. You got people that got all these different things, podcasts. And in the midst of that, man, they got life. So if you're not disciplined enough to continue what you got going on the left side, and life pull you to the right, man, sometimes what you had over here, man, just kind of goes away, and it's like me, man. I feel like a lot of times when it's meant for me to do it, and I know I need to do it, God continues to remind me. He continues to bring it up, and he could, and like to each his own. But for me, he continues to bring it up, and he continues to renew it. Like when he brings it back to me, it's like I continue where I left off it. And that's how I know when stuff is meant for me, and it's something that God wants me to do, like that community day. I talked about that community day for years. Never would do it, but to the point where God made me feel so uncomfortable about it that I had to do it. I had to do it, and I thank my wife, man, because she pushed me, because there's a lot of times I was just like, you know what, I don't really have time to do it. I could, and that's again a accountability partner, man, that just to keep you going, to keep that drive alive for you. And everybody needs one. If you ask me, everybody needs one. You can never go wrong with a good, honest accountability partner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know. A few things that you just said now stood out to me. One thing I want to say is, like, yeah, it's very important who you surround yourself around. Like you said, you have to put yourself around positive people, right? Yeah, that does have an effect on our lives, and sometimes we don't see that until it's too late. How big of an effect that other people can have on us in our life and stuff like that. So again, commending you, man, for recognizing that and seeing that and being able to obviously not only surround yourself with good, positive people, but it seems to me you are trying to be a good, positive person, for others as well. And then again, that relationship with you and your wife, holding each other accountable. But even single people, yeah, I mean, you can get a mentor, you can get someone to, hold you accountable in different areas and help you throughout life and stuff. Because life is about community, right? It's not just you. We're not just alone out here. At the end of the day, one of the quotes that always stood out to me, and I'm seeing it like in my life just unfolding, is that like somebody somewhere is waiting on you to do what God created you to do. Like, and that would resonate with me so many. Every time I would see that quote, I'd be like, man, I feel that. And I didn't. And it's like now I'm seeing it. Like, I want to say people are going to see this on a future episode of GSL. But anyway, long story short, I've been working with different people from around the world to do this, to do GSL and this whole, program that I'm doing right now. And I was talking to the lady that's helping me out, like as a virtual assistant. And that was my first time talking to her video, our first time seeing each other. She's in Kenya, you know what I'm saying? So we had just been messaging this whole time, and when she was telling me her point of view of everything, and she just kept thanking me and everything like that, I just was like, man, and she just was like, basically she was saying things along the lines like my career probably wouldn't be where it is without you. And I just was like, but I'm just one person. Like, I just one person that outsourced and hired, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm all the way over here. Like, we never met in person, but because again, stepping out on faith, right? Doing what God lead me to do, which was this: start GSL, start doing the juice, start doing all these different things. Ultimately, down the road has blessed her and her career all the way in Kenya. You know what I mean? So you just never know. Again, like you doing that community day or whatever it is, it's gonna, you'll probably see some fruit coming from it later on. Like you may be the new Coach Obi Johnson in Jackson or whatever the case
man.
is,
Yeah.
To these future, generations and whatnot. Speaking of my mom, man, she just wrote you a paragraph on here, man.
Did she?
Yeah, my mom just wrote a paragraph on here. She said, I need Mr. White to be a mentor for the brothers, ages 40 to 59. I see someone like, I guess she's saying I need someone ASAP.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Then she goes, I need the wife too. Come on. I need someone with well made up minds and right mindset. There you go. I was just telling him I need to hook y'all up and stuff like that. So I mean, again, man, you already resonated with a lot of people from what I'm hearing and seeing. And thank God for you. Thank God that you allow him to lead you and guide you on this path of I guess becoming a better man. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, like I said, man, look, I don't did a lot of bad dirt in my life. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, I done came a long way. You know what I mean? I done came a long way. I've grown a lot. I've grown a lot, and like I said, man, I'm all about trying to help people, man. Trying to help. I love to see people be successful. I love to see people being great. What I don't like, man, I hate confrontation. I hate to see people in confrontations. I just try to be at peace, man. You know what I mean? Because just living life, period, is enough. That life period. And I was telling one of my buddies not too long ago, man, because we always have these discussions about how, you have a lot of men, and again, to each his own, but you have a lot of men that got all the cars, got all the clothes, they got this, they got that, but just true be told, man, majority of these guys still stay with their parents. Stand up on some other chick, me, and I'm telling my partner, like, hey, I'm out here living real life, man. I'm out here paying real bills. I'm out here taking care of 6 kids. So, a car and a pair of Jordans is nothing to me. And I'm not gonna pay like Jordan called more than my car insurance. So I'm definitely not doing that. So I just like I said, man, it's levels. It's levels to life, and everybody got their own level, and everybody do their own thing on their own levels or whatnot. But I just feel, man, like, you if you want to buy shoes, you want to buy clothes, you want to do that, man, I salute you to it. All I'm saying is buy a house. That's all I'm saying. Buy the house, then you buy the car, the clothes, and all that. But to me, I don't respect that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, to each his own. But I don't respect it. I don't respect. You can have your 24, you can have all that. You know what I mean? But when it's time to go to bed, where you going? You know what I mean? Are you going back to mama house? You going to her apartment? Like, where we going? You see what I'm saying? Like, I ride in a 2016 Nissan Altima, but I'm going home to my house. You know what I mean? I pay my bills, so, and I don't count nobody's pockets. You know what I mean? Because like I said, to each his own, man. But I just look at, like, your part, like my part. I look at a lot of people who successful, man, and the most successful people do the most simplest things in life. If you look at it, man, you look at a lot of old heads in life, their life is simple. They don't want for nothing. They got whatever money, they can go get whatever they want, but they live a simple life. And a lot of these young cats, man, they don't get it, man. They just and it bothers me because they don't get it. They don't see it that the car, the clothes, and all that. It looked good for the time being, but 10 years down the road, what it gonna do for you? Because 10 years down the road, I'm planning on buying me a new house.
There you
You see
go.
what I'm saying? So and that
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, man, that leads into what I try to just tell these kids, man, is you 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 really can't get mad. Like for instance, me and my brothers and sisters, we grew up in a good household. We grew up with a silver spoon. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I had friends grew up like that. I had friends that grew up, in a whole different situation. But at the end of the day, man, and I tell these young kids, no, you can't get mad at a person because their parents put them in a good situation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit back and say, "Oh man, such and such ain't man. His mom and dad already had money." You can't get mad at that. But what you can do
Mm-hmm.
is you can put yourself in a situation to put your kids in a better situation.
Right.
You
Right.
you, you see what I'm saying? And to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's another disconnect that we just have it as people is we so worried about how such and such is living, how such and such is getting this, and you know my dad put me and my brothers in great situations, and we all folded. You see what I'm saying? Like he put us in situations to be successful as we could be, and we all did wrong. You know what I mean? So I can't get mad
Mm-hmm.
at at one of my friends because his mom and dad did the same for him, but he did it the right way. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? All I could do is put myself in a position to make sure my kids are in positions to be great.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
Right. And then as you was talking too, I was thinking about like sometimes again we're looking at people and we're fantasizing about the life that they have, thinking like, oh, because they got all the money, they got all this and that they're great, right? But then when you look at those people, when you hear, for example, like their interviews or something like that, they're coming from the perspective of like, not say they hate life, but they're not happy, you know what I'm
at
saying?
all,
Or maybe they're
at
not
all.
necessarily doing the will of God, and so they're living this life where they look like they have everything, right? But they're on the in the inside they regret everything. They don't, you know what I mean? They don't like the life they live. I mean, a lot of them, that's where you hear about these suicides happening in Hollywood, all these
Mm-hmm.
different things, right? And so again, this whole I had to think about success myself. Like, that's a conversation I would think about a lot. Be like, at the end of the day, I feel successful. No, it may not be the highest platform, right? No, it may not be, millions of followers or whatever the case is, but I feel blessed to be in a place where, I'm not hurting, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to do the things that I feel like God is leading me to do, and he's been taking care of me, and it's a crazy thing to me again financially and all the stuff that's been going on, because again, people that follow me on the podcast, I talk about this all the time because I'm just like, it's amazing to me how before I was always doing this, that, and the other, doing this gig, that gig, and trying to do as much as I could and whatnot. And again, in 2020, I feel like God just kind of sat me down and was like, when you gonna do that thing I told you to do? This
Right,
GSL
right.
thing, when you gonna do that? And I literally had nothing else that I could do outside of this or whatever. And I just was like, and finally kicked it off. And again, that led to not only other dreams and goals that I had, but I'm at the place where I'm like, all right, Lord, well, whatever you want me to do then. You know what I'm saying? Like you've been providing, you've been doing your thing. Like, and I'm not necessarily working a 9 to 5, but somehow my bills are still paid. The stuff that I'm supposed to be doing around here is still getting done. So I'm just like, all right, well, Lord, I'm trusting you in this area, and here we go. And so, I mean, I know that's a deeper conversation and whatnot, and I
Yeah,
know
but you
everybody
got to look at it,
can't
man.
live that.
It's levels to success.
Mm-hmm,
I mean, it's really levels to success. You don't have to be rich and famous to be considered successful.
right,
You
right.
know, people successful in their own right. Because
Mm-hmm,
some people don't want to be rich. Some people don't. They don't want to be. They just want to. They own their own business or whatever they doing. Because I mean, I know guys right now cut grass that probably make 10 times more money than me. You see what I'm saying? Success come at different
mm-hmm.
levels. You don't have
Yeah,
to run a Fortune 500 company to be considered successful.
Right.
You know, and that's
Right.
one thing that people have to realize, man, that you know, you set your own goals. You put yourself
Mm.
at your own levels, you know, but you have to realize that everybody's not meant to level up with you.
Mm.
And that goes for friends, family. Everybody's not meant to be at your level, you know.
Mm.
So everybody had to play their part. If you're a team, everybody ain't gonna be at the same level. But you play your part,
Right.
we'll all be successful in our own right, you know.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we got to start with the comparison games and whatnot. Like, cause I could be over here again. Like we just had a whole conversation where I was like, man, you got 3 venues. I can't get one. Now I'm mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, right,
nah,
right, right.
I celebrate you, bro. Like, I think that's a beautiful thing. When it's my time to have a venue, I pray God bless me with a venue. And then when it's somebody else's time, they're going to get their opportunity. I feel like it's enough out here for everybody to, succeed and do the things that I feel God is leading us to do. But hey, people might look at it as just goals or whatever, like whatever goals it is that you want to reach in life. I believe that everybody has that opportunity. And as long as we have another, like I said, another day to live, breath in our body, you can do those things, and you have the opportunity to get those things done.
Right,
So,
right.
and it's available for everybody, and to not look down again on the things that you're doing, right? Because again, to me, that's everything as you just said tonight is great. 3 businesses, that's awesome. 3, all that is, that's an amazing accomplishment, but somebody with 4 or 5 businesses might go, oh, let's just throw, you just got 3. Like, let's not do that,
Right. Why not
just
just sit
celebrate
down with
each
me
other.
and sit down with me
Yeah.
and show me how you got your 4 or 5 business. Cause see, I'm the guy that I sit down with you and let you know how my wife and I went about getting these business. Cause at the end of the day, they print money every day. If the government don't do nothing else, they print money every day. You know, and all you got to do is create your avenue, or create your opportunity to sit at the table, get your piece of the pie, and mind your business. It's plain and simple. It's plain and
Yeah,
simple,
man.
man. I mean, we all need to pour into each other, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the logistics business for over 20 years, man, and you know, I if you got a truck or anything like that, man, I would give you the ins and out of this trucking business. Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to open a trucking business. And the knowledge that I do have, I rather pass it on to somebody who really want to own their own trucking business. You know, I could die tomorrow and I take all this knowledge with me. What good is it?
That's true.
You know,
That's
so
true.
like I said, I know I
There you
talk all
go.
over the place, man, but I just like to try to get all my points out. So
No, it's all good, man. Like, hey, again, we talk about a lot of different stuff on here, man, and everything. I do want to ask you though. So since you were the first person to reach out and say, hey, I want to be on that God Sex and Love, man, I want to be on the show, everything like that. What did you have in mind that you wanted, that you, if nothing else that you said tonight, you like, I want to definitely go in there and talk about this, or I want to definitely go in there and say this right here. Like, what was that?
well, I just wanted to talk about life, man. You know what I'm saying? Just talk about life and just see if I could drop some gems to help the next person. You know what I mean? It's a lot I could talk about, man. You know, like I said, man, I have a lot of deep conversation with a lot of guys, like child support. You know, how a lot of guys, like when I was on child support, I paid child from 2005 on up, man, and you know, when my kid's mom put me on child support, man, that was the worst thing. That was one of the worst things that ever happened to me, you know. And I hated her for that a long time. And I had to. My parents just told me one day, like, look, you ain't gonna pay it forever. First of all, you won't pay it forever. Just do what you got to do to pay it. But one day I was just sitting at my parents' house, man, and just sitting around and just thinking, man. And then it started to hit me, man, that, I'm on child support because my kid's mom gave me an opportunity to be a dad. And I just chose not to do that. So after that, I accepted the point. I accepted being on child support, And once I got married and seen, because I don't call them my step kids. I don't call them step kids. I don't call them bonus kids. My kids. But
Mhm.
my kid, they was, my wife was getting child support, and it hit me again. Like, man, child support really ain't enough money to take care of a child. You know what I mean? Just enough money to kind of pay the mama back for the lights and pay the mama back for taking them to cheerleading practice, to take them to that, to take them to that. And once I realized that, man, it was a whole lot easier for me to pay the child support. You
Mhm.
know, um, like I said, man, the child support never did enough to take care of my two girls. I still had to come out the pocket and do, help pay for cheerleading, help to pay for track and soccer and and all stuff like that, man. But I didn't mind doing it because, like I said, man, I was the reason I was on child support.
Mhm.
And well,
Mhm.
again, once I accepted that, it was a whole lot easier for me, and once I accepted the fact that, you know, no matter what she did with the child support money, what I do know is it wasn't enough to take care of them two girls.
Mhm.
So I couldn't. At that point, I just stopped questioning what she was doing with the child support money. You know what I mean? Because my girl, they always had good clothes. They never was nasty. So whatever she did with it, she did the right thing with it. And as a
Mhm.
man, I just think as a man, and just the other men who on child support and just got that bad taste about it, man. It won't last forever. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you stay up to date on your payments and know the laws. That's one thing a lot of we don't do. We don't read. We don't try to get an understanding of our rights. As a father, just because you're on child support. Um, I even when I went to child support court, man, I made this big hoorah. I'm all in court, this and that, this and that. And the judge had to tell me straight up, like, look, Mr. White, technically these kids are not even your kids. you
Mhm.
know, until you get them legitimated by law. These
Mhm.
kids are not even your kids.
Wow.
You see what I'm
Wow.
saying? Just because I signed the birth certificate don't mean nothing. We had them out of wedlock, so by law they wouldn't even my kids. So I had to go through the whole thing of doing legitimation,
Mhm.
and putting down the stuff that I wanted, and it worked. It worked out for me. But on the flip side of that, man, their parent, I mean, their mom, she never really fought me on anything. Whenever if I asked to see my kid, what up, she never fought me on it. But like I said, man, you before you just blow off the handle and just go crazy on your kids, mom, man, just figure out, read, learn for yourself, educate yourself on child support, educate yourself on the rights that you can by legitimating your kids, that the stuff that the stuff that you have in your corner, versus just sitting around
Mhm.
being bitter and just say, you know what, if I gotta pay child support, I ain't doing nothing else. Don't call
Mhm.
me and ask me for nothing else. I'm
Mhm.
paying child support. You know, I get my child when I feel it. It don't work like that. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? At the same time, you still gotta be a parent. I
Yeah.
used to get mad. It's like, damn, man, they just took child support out of my check. And hell, I got to get my kid this weekend. You know what I mean? And it was just stuff like that used to make me mad, man. But on some real, on just on some real business, man. What I did, man, I just went and got me a part-time job and just compensated for what they took out of my check for child support. You know what I mean? And before you know it, man, I forgot I was paying child support. You know, and I mean, I
Mhm.
don't pay it, and I'm fine off now. And believe it or not, hell, my kids call me more money now than they did when I was paying child support. So but
Mhm.
again, man, that's just another gem, man. Just to just
Mhm.
to the men, man, that you got women out here that put you on child support out of spite, and if they do, man, it's life. It's life. But as a man, as a man, we deal with it. You do what you got to do to deal
Mhm.
with it, man. But don't shortchange your kids. You know what I mean? Don't make them suffer because y'all got a disagreement to the point where she got you on child support. Okay, so be it. Pay your child support. Continue to do for your kids. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters is what you pour into your kids. You know what I mean? Because you'll
Mhm.
never have enough money in the world. Because one thing about it, money can't save your kids' life. Money
Come
well, money can't money can't mend that broken relationship. You know, no matter how much money you want, you could buy them all the shoes, the clothes, or whatnot, man. But that time, money don't buy time.
Right.
You know, money don't buy time with the key. So you know, it's just another gem. Like I said, man, I have a lot of deep conversations with a lot of different people, man, because I like to learn. You know, I like to be educated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I have these talks with different people, man. And again, like I said, man, excuse me, if you're currently paying child support, man, just pay your child support. But if you're not in your kid's life, figure out a way to get back in your kid's life, man. You know, sit down and talk to the mom. You know what I mean, and work it out. You know, I'm not work it out to the point where you got to get back together, but work it out to the point where the kids see y'all still get along. They see y'all can work together.
Mm-hmm.
That goes a long way. That means a lot. You know, versus I can't. You know, you can't even meet the mom to get the child because you got that much hate for her because she don't put you on child support. But at some point, man, you got to look in the mirror and just ask yourself why. You see
Hey.
what I'm saying? Every woman ain't spiteful to do you like that. Some of these women doing it because they just don't have the help.
Yeah.
So like I said,
And
that's
like you
just
said,
another
at the end
thing.
of the day, yeah, the money don't replace you. You know what I'm
No,
saying? It
no.
don't replace you as a father, you know. So yeah, man, you are definitely dropping gems on tonight. Look, my mom said, look, come on now, teach us, bro. Actually, a lot of people have been saying things throughout the conversation as well. So thank you to everybody that's commenting and everything like that, and
Yeah,
everybody
definitely.
that's tuning in and watching live. We gotta have you back. We gotta have you back.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
I'm gonna work on trying to get more panel discussions because I do have a one of them is I call it male perspective, and it would be me and then all these men, and I just be asking questions and like let y'all talk and just be like
Oh yeah, I'm
learning.
all for it, man. I'm all for it, man. I'm
So
definitely all
I
for
need
it,
to do
man.
more of that this year and stuff like that. So yeah, you're definitely welcome to come back to GSL anytime. Like I said, you and the wife, you can definitely come back anytime and stuff. Like I said, you all are welcome anytime. And I don't want to be long your time because I know you got you in the juice bar. Y'all probably got all kind of stuff going on. So
Oh
I
no,
mean, is
man.
there anything that you want
We actually closed, man. So that's why I picked
to?
this right. We closed at 7, so it kind of worked out just right for me. But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like I say, look, anytime, man. I'm especially with deep conversation and trying to educate people and just trying to, just trying to do stuff positive, man. I'm all for it, man. So any events you have or whatnot, legacy status, man. I mean, we definitely down. We all for the community, man. We all for supporting people. Even even the ones that you don't get the support back, man, but you still always want to lend your support out and just want to try to be in people's corner, man. But yeah, when my wife come on the show, and I let her come on by herself because she tend to use these big words that I don't know, and I don't so she kind of make me feel like I'm slow because she always get proper and all that, and I'm just old country old
Oh,
boy from Jenkinsburg, from Charlotte Road.
okay.
That's what I always tell her.
I
But
guess it's
yeah,
only
man.
fair. She come on
Right.
1-on-1, and we had y'all come on as a couple. Then
Yeah,
we figure it
how
out.
we do it, man. Anything to help your podcast, man. My wife is she's very spiritual. She's
Mm,
very spiritual. And I mean, I grew up going to church, but she kind of helped me understand the importance of being the head of the household and what it really meant to be the head of the
mm,
household.
mm,
So man, it's good to have a good spiritual woman on your team. Somebody that'll pray. Somebody at the same time though, let you know when you out of pocket. So
mhm.
like I said, man, I give a big shout out to my wife, man, because I done took my wife through hell and high water, man, and yet through all that, man, she kept her head up. And she kept a smile on her face through the pain. Like I said, man, I can't apologize enough, man. And I just thank God that that he put it on her heart to forgive me. That he gave her the strength to fight, to fight for her marriage and to fight for me.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
and I'm very appreciative of that, and you know, I'll continue and I always fight for her, and continue to fight for her trust again, and not just her, but just to continue to fight for the trust of my kids again. That whole infidelity thing, man. That's a big word. That's a heavy, that's a heavy crown to carry, man. Infidelity, but one thing about it, man. When I can truly say, man, when infidelity did, it hurt, not only hurt my wife, but it crushed my kids, my daughters, my older daughters, man. I got a 21-year-old, 20-year-old, and a 19-year-old, man, and I mean it crushed them, and to even see them hurt like that, man, was, just. To the point, man, it got so bad, man, to the point my own daughter, man, was making excuses. So, well, maybe he doing it because of this. And it's like, who, like what kind of man can look themselves in the face and look themselves in the mirror and just, and can live with that every day.
Wow.
I mean, that your kids want y'all to be together so bad that they would just make excuses on why I do the stuff I did, and that wasn't even, that wasn't their place to do that. They didn't have to do that. And, it just, I know it hurt them, man. I know it hurt them. And, my daughter broke up with her boyfriend one time, man. She cried. And he cheated on her, man. And it was so crazy because she cried. And I'm consoling her, baby, gonna whatever. But in the back of my mind, I'm him. Boyfriend. You see what I'm saying? I'm the boyfriend. But I'm telling my daughter, you don't need to take this for no dude, whatever. And I turn right around and look at my wife, and I should be telling her the same thing. Look, baby girl, you don't have to take this from me. You can find any dude you want. You see what I'm saying? So it was just like if I can't practice what I preach, I don't need to preach it. So
we're gonna fall out on tonight, man. Listen, man. That's what a powerful testimony that was. I can't, man. I ain't even got nothing else to say. I have to that was a mic drop right there. That was a mic drop, man. I hope everybody that tuned in, that they're encouraged and inspired by the things that you're sharing. Men, if you haven't gone that route, you guys hear it first from this gentleman. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. And somebody says amen right here. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, that's my wife.
Oh, that's your wife. Hey. Yes, that's my wife. She says amen then, but yeah, that does affect the entire family. And it for me, out of this conversation, what I say to you is, again, I believe that it's a beautiful thing that you have, you're on the other side now, and that you were able to see and grow from that. And it seems to me that you've grown from that. And I don't know the entire situation. I mean, I guess your wife could confirm, but to me, it seems like you've learned and grown from that to the point where, you saw the faults, you saw, you confessed your sins, as they say. And then, again, as you're growing, you're mending those relationships. And that sounds like a beautiful thing to me. So I commend you on that. Because again, some people don't even get that far. Right. Some people don't even confess their sins. Some people don't even see no problem with what they're doing. But like you said, it does affect everyone. And who knows? Like when you really, really think about it again, the things that we do, it affects the entire everybody, the community, everything. Because who knows? If you really truly think about it, like the things that you and your wife are doing in the community right now, let's say everything went a different route, right? Let's say you continue down your path, right? Would there have been community days? Would there have been juice bars to hire people? Would there have been, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, you just never know, like the choices. I feel like one of the phrases that I learned a long time ago was like choices are life changing. And I see that again in my adult life so much. It's like, again, I feel like I tell this testimony all the time, but this is my first time talking to you. So
right.
If anybody else already heard me share this testimony. Sorry. But basically for me, like when I look at my son and I realize that, man, if I had made a couple of different choices in life, you wouldn't be here. A whole person, a whole human would not even be here on earth right now. That blows my mind and it helps me see again, like how choices are life changing. So again, I'm glad that you're making the choice and the decision to move forward and become a better man, right? I'm glad that you and your wife are able to, be at this place now and your family and everything, that things are on the mend. And we can see how that's spreading out to the community. And hopefully, again, who knows, the people that you all are touching in the community, who knows how that's going to spread and just keep going throughout the world. So, man, on that note, man, before we be on here crying and then
Right.
move on and stuff. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me.
I appreciate you having me, man. I really do, man. I definitely appreciate it, and much success to your platform. And like I said, I continue to watch the morning inspirations, because I thought I would be the only one up that time of morning, but evidently, like, me and you up at the same time. So I definitely continue to I definitely continue to support you on there as well. And I continue to share your show and try to get more people involved. So I mean that's pretty much what it's about, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely appreciate it.
Again, same to you. Yes, sir. No problem at all. Thank you so much again. Like I said, we got these little kingdom connections happening. I got to give you. I'm gonna go ahead and just shoot you my mom's number or something like that. We got to get
do that.
Get you and your wife. Get y'all.
Yeah, do that.
Here she go. Here she go. Here she go right here. Talking about some. I love that, because you heal when you get the surgery. I feel the result from the testimony. Look at that.
Hey man, I appreciate that. That's deep. I appreciate that. But yeah, just just hit me on Messenger, man. Just give me a number, and I give her a call tomorrow. I mean, I don't have much to do, and I'll be up on Charlotte tomorrow. So, all right.
There you go.
Right. So yeah,
cool.
If I may see your dad at the barbershop tomorrow. So either way it go, I definitely reach out. I reach out some type of way. So definitely, like I said, I definitely appreciate you having me, man. Let me be able to tell my side, drop my little gems or whatnot. I hope it help somebody. So
yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it did, and I'm sure it will. Yeah, I know I can still. I see and talk to you all night, so I'm gonna say thank you all to those who watched us live. Thank you again to those who commented and everything like that. I hope that you all enjoyed God, Sex, and Love, the talk show tonight. And again, thank you so much, Mr. White.
All right, no problem. Hey, and if you're ever in Jackson, come by Legacy LS Juice and Smoother. Come by Legacy Status Women Boutique. We're actually having a grand opening for the LS Beauty Bar sometime next week. So if you're ever in Jackson, come on the square, man. I don't know if you ever seen none of my little Facebook stuff, but I'm Mr. Shopping Gossip. So anytime you want to gossip and come spend some money at the boutique, I'm your guy. Just come through and support, man. And if you got any type business or whatnot, hey, I'm all about the support. I'm all about the support. So I definitely thank you again, man.
Yeah, look, Mama say, ouch, there it go. Mama, I can't. It's later right here. I'll tell you. All right, then. Well, thank you all so much again for tuning in live. Good night.